So good afternoon all. So today we'll basically discuss different management techniques of healthcare waste. Okay, so let's have some recap of our studies discussion. So we have some background, okay, related to healthcare waste management. As a medical student, as a future doctor, so what are the implications in your practice, okay, regarding healthcare waste management? Then give some background, okay. Then these are all backgrounds related to healthcare waste management. Okay. Then we try to give some introduction or definition of healthcare waste and healthcare waste management from different perspective and its composition of healthcare waste management. Okay. This is also important. Composition of healthcare waste management from different perspective. Okay. Some people still waiting. Okay. And we discussed classification of healthcare waste, different waste categories, what are the different sources of healthcare waste, okay. And generation of healthcare waste in different South Asian countries, including Nepal and India, who are the risk group, and from which process of healthcare waste management, okay, from generation, from production level to disposal level or management level, who can be infected with or who can have different infectious disease or injuries from healthcare waste. Okay. Then health hazards of healthcare waste. What are the different hazards of healthcare waste? I don't want to go detail. It's already covered yesterday. Now let me come to healthcare waste management. So everyone should know the principle of 3R. Okay, in the healthcare waste management, we have one principle. It's a 3R principle. So 3R means we try to reduce, okay, reduce the use of any substance, reuse and recycle. So we try to reduce the things, okay, or our stuffs used in healthcare, reuse, and if not possible, then we will go for recycle. So these are 3R principle: reduce, reuse, and recycle. This is very important, okay? You should know. So what is waste hierarchy pyramid? Okay, what is waste hierarchy pyramid? This is least preferable and this is most preferable. Hope I am audible to you all. Our most preferable is prevention. Prevent, reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, treat, and the dispose. So in our subsequent slide, we'll discuss all the components one by one. So we have different guidelines related to healthcare waste management. The first guideline came into action in the year 2002 AD from Nepal Health Research Council, and they recently revised this healthcare waste management in the year 2014 AD. That means 2071 Bikram Sambat. Okay. Let me click their official document. Okay. So things so certification. I don't know why it's so certification. I'll show again. Okay. Let me wait. You can see, okay, on your screen. This is healthcare Waste Management Guideline prepared by Ministry of Health and Population and released in the year 2014. Okay. So after your exam, we'll have some discussion, practical discussion, demonstrations related to healthcare waste management. You can find all the actual definition of healthcare waste, different categories, different management option, everything is here. Okay. So we'll discuss this report thoroughly, and we'll try to conduct SWOT analysis. What are the strengths of this document? What are the weaknesses? What are the opportunities? And what are the threats? Okay. So let me go back. Still few students are waiting. Now you can see, first we need to identify and we need to segregate. Okay, identification and segregation is very, very important. First we need to identify and we need to, please unmute your mic, sir, mute your mic yourself. Okay, so identification and segregation, then handling, then treatment and disposal. Okay. Regarding identification and segregation, you need to design containers using different color coding. Maybe in your ICM posting or even during hospital visit, you can find different buckets, different color coded bucket, okay, for segregation of healthcare waste. Design sharp containers as such and provide appropriate labeling. It contains sharp containers and place information at each waste generation point. We need to provide the related information in each place, okay, regarding the process of waste collection or segregation or transport, everything. Then definitely handling. First, you need to collect and identify separate healthcare waste. So from our studies discussion, we came to know that we have different types of the healthcare waste. One is hazardous, another is non-hazardous, maybe solid and liquid, infectious or non-infectious. We need to segregate into different buckets. Then we need to measure waste. Okay. We need to segregate those waste as a danger or in restricted area or normal non-hazardous waste. And we need to load and transport to concerned place. So this is the process of handling, waste handling. So we need to collect waste in different bins or bag, like black for non-hazardous waste and yellow for hazardous waste or sharp. For sharp object, it should be collected at the point of generation. Okay, it should be collected at the point of generation in a leak-proof and puncture-resistant container, and container should never be completely filled. Okay. Sometimes you can say, in the healthcare setting or hospitals, it's filled sharp object containers, and sometimes you can find needles outside also, which is not good. Record keeping is very, very important. We need to register all the measurements, all the types of waste, like amount of waste generated in each department and amount of waste generated entire facility, or okay, we need to record. Okay. Then storage of the waste. Waste storage is another important task while managing waste. Okay, so if temperate climate, we can in the temperate region, in the winter season, we can store for 72 hours. In the summer, only 48 hours, 2 days and 3 days. Warm climate, only 24 hours in our season, and cool season, 48 hours. Okay. So this is idle time for storage of the waste. Maybe possible MCQ in your exam. Cytotoxic waste should be stored separately from other healthcare waste. Always cytotoxic waste or radioactive waste. Okay, now we can store from 1 to 3 days according to the area. Okay, like temperate climate area or warm climate area, and according to season, winter or summer. Okay, cool or hot season. Then the fourth step is transportation of the waste. So by means of wheel trolleys or container or carts that are not used for any other purpose, only for transportation of healthcare waste, meet the following specification. It should easy to load, okay, easy to load, and no sharp edges that could damage waste bag or containers during loading and unloading, okay, and easy to clean. So these are some of the prerequisites, okay, for transportation of waste or trolleys, okay. Then treatment, okay. Then treatment and disposal technology. First, segregation, collection, storage, and transportations. We need to transfer all the waste, stored waste, through, okay, trolleys or the cart, which is particularly used for that particular purpose. And you need to mind one thing, uh, especially the radioactive waste or the cytotoxic waste. It should be separated from earlier, before storage. You need to put those waste in a separate container, okay. And we have different modalities of managing those type of the waste. I think it is beyond the scope of this class. And let me discuss some methods of waste disposal, which is currently used by different hospitals, like incineration, chemical disinfection, wet and dry thermal treatment, autoclave, microwave irradiation, land disposal, and inertization. So what is incineration? Actually, incineration is one separate topic for your class or presentation, so it's not possible to deal every part of incineration, but the most important part we'll discuss here. We have three types of incinerator. One is double chamber, another one is single chamber, another one is rotary clink operating at high temperature. But you don't need to know the types of incinerator, okay, all the types. At least try to know the name of incineration and what is incineration. Incineration or incinerator is the machine. Okay? Incineration is the process for the most hazardous waste that can be recycled or disposed of. Then we must have to incinerate. Okay, it is a, so this is actually definition of incineration. It's a high temperature, more than 1000 degrees centigrade, high temperature dry oxidation process. So what is incineration? It is a high temperature dry oxidation process. It reduces organic and combustible waste to inorganic and incombustible waste. It results in significant reduction of the waste volume and weight. And treatment efficiency depends on incineration temperature and type of incinerator. So you can find incinerator in hospitals, tertiary level hospitals. In the BP Corral Institute of Health Science, you can find incinerator. So this is incinerator. This is chamber where we collect waste, and after closing the chamber, we need to maintain temperature. So it's more than 1000. Then all the process takes place in this chamber. So this is the process of double chamber incineration. You don't need, at least you need to know the temperature. It's more than 1000 degrees centigrade. Okay, so it may be your MCQ. It's more than 1000 degrees centigrade. For the process of incineration, the required temperature is more than 1000 degrees centigrade. So it has advantages, disadvantages, but the most important thing is this: not to be incinerated. If you have high mercury, cadmium containing broken thermometer, which is used in batteries, impulse containing heavy metals, or photographic or radiographic waste, we need to avoid those items or those healthcare waste in this process of incineration. So what not to be incinerated? These things: cadmium, mercury, broken thermometer, radiographic and photographic waste. Actually, this part is important. Than what are the advantages and what are the suitable waste. Okay? These are this is more important. This part, okay, not to be incinerated. Okay, we need to be very cautious. So as a in charge of hospital, sometimes if you ask the persons who are who are handling waste for in your hospital or in your healthcare setting, you ask for high mercury incineration. Is disastrous. Okay, so you need to be very careful. The problem is, you can see large volume of plastic, common medical waste are incinerated, and there is an increased potential of atmospheric release of gas, dioxin and furans. Okay. So these are the chemicals, carcinogenic agent, dioxin and furans, used to these are the carcinogenic agent produced after incineration, and these are carcinogenic, and this is very hazardous. So if your hospital in a town or at residential area, we need to avoid incineration process. There is one term known as bias, and that is carried by air and exhaust gases of the incinerator stocks. And what will happen? It carries dioxins, furans, and coplanar, and it's lead to some cancer. Or only this much you need to know for now, because you are having exam stress. I don't want to go detail. If you are interested, I'll definitely share slides in my website. You can read. Okay. Another process is chemical disinfection. The first process is incineration, which is widely used, but WHO nowadays does not recommend incineration process because of having chance of production of carcinogenic agents, and most of the hospital are within residential areas or within big city, and which is not effective because of chance of having cancer or carcinogenic agent productions. Okay, this is all about incineration. The second one is chemical disinfection. To kill or inactivate pathogens it contains, disinfection rather than sterilization. Okay, it's not sterilization like urine, blood, stool, hospital sewage, microbiological cultures from culture microbiology department. We can have this chemical disinfection. And we have different disinfectant. Okay, like calcium hypochlorite, and its recommended concentration is 0.1%. Active chlorine. Sometimes you may have to face this in your exam too. Okay, like calcium hypochlorite, the concentration would be 0.1% active chlorine. Okay, I don't want to go detail. Then wet and dry thermal temperature. Third one is wet and dry thermal temperature. Wet means it's like similar to autoclave sterilization process. It's not autoclave, but it is similar to autoclave sterilization process. And it is inappropriate for the treatment of anatomical waste and animal carcasses. Okay, for the anatomical waste, we can't use this wet thermal treatment. It's like autoclave, but you don't need to know all the details of wet and dry thermal treatment. These are new. Or another one is dry thermal technology, which is actually suitable for infectious waste and SAR, and it is not for pathological, cytotoxic, or radioactive waste. So actually, the most important part is radioactive waste. It is not for cytotoxic or radioactive waste. So if you are planning for any process of healthcare waste management, you need to be very careful regarding these two: cytotoxic and radioactive waste. So this is important point. Okay, important line, statement, sentence. An autoclave machine can destroy 15 kg waste in 30 minutes at 121 degrees Celsius, as per WHO guideline. Microwave irradiation, which is new technique. Like it's our microwave. Okay, so we have big chambers and we can put waste inside the microwave and we can disinfect through irradiation. Okay, so this is a picture of microwave irradiation, but it's quite more technical and it's costly. It's a new technique. Land disposal. This is common in India and Nepal. Okay. Either in the land open dump or sanitary landfills, either in open dumping or in the proper sanitary landfills. So this is the process of deep burial pit. So We need to deep burial pit and will manage biomedical waste. But this is actually for sanitation engineers. Okay, this topic is actually for sanitation engineers. We don't need to know details. If you in the future, if you want to do some work related to healthcare waste management, then I think it's more it's good to know more. Okay. uh, Now, Inertization is interesting. Okay, it is a system designed to prevent the accidental release of radioactive materials from reactors. Okay, radioactive materials. I know I told you many times. You need to be very careful with radioactive and cytotoxic waste. And for cytotoxic and radioactive waste, to prevent accidental release, I think this inertization process is quite good. The act of containing, keeping something from spreading, inertization, mixing waste with cement and other substance before disposal. So we used to mix with cement or other substance which is like to cement and before disposal. Okay, it minimizes the risk of toxic substance migration to surface water or groundwater. Like the composition is ideal composition is 65% pharmaceutical waste, 15% lime, 15% cement, and 5% water. So this is process of inertization. We try to inertize the radioactive waste. So before disposals, which can prevent toxic substance released to surface water or ground. Okay, this is one of the good process for radioactive waste. But the thing is that okay, till now we have different types of the management process of healthcare waste, from incineration to microwave irradiation to inertization. But the most important part is no disposal method is easy or completely safe. We have relative advantage and disadvantage within different methods. Then prevention is the best. Eliminate purchase by buying safer alternatives. So if you want to buy vegetables, you are in nowadays in your home. If you go for buying vegetables, please try to keep your own bag, which reduce solid waste significantly in your home setting. Recycle. You can use plastics, or you can use different clothes as a bag. You can change. Okay, you can convert to bag and you can reuse, or you can recycle. Use smallest quantities possible. Use with engineering controls in personal protective equipment. You need to segregate hazards into hazardous and non-hazardous waste, especially in the healthcare waste. Okay, because 85% non-hazardous. You need to supervise disposal using best available ecological options. We have different methods of disposal. Okay, management we already discussed. So as an in charge or as a facility chief, you need to decide based on ecological options. Sometimes you can use all the different types of disposal methods based on different setting or different place. Like if you are in the emergency setting, you need to segregate. Okay, you can use autoclave, you can use inertization, or even you can use incineration. Okay, so you can use multiple process or multiple methods for waste management. Liquid waste is another important aspect. Okay, and the approximate quantity per day per bed. In each day per bed, you can see 4 to 250 liters of liquid waste. It varies according to hospital setting, according to process. We may have domestic effluents in sewage, or sewage from isolation ward, ICU, toilet, urinals, bed bath, bathrooms, and hospital laundry. These are the source. The wastewater from laboratories, OPD, dressing room, and operation theaters. So these are the liquid waste. So it ranges from 4 to 250 liters per bed per day. So biomedical liquid waste disinfection by sodium hypochlorite. So please, Okay, memorize this: sodium hypochlorite for liquid waste. What are the challenges of healthcare waste management? Lack of accountability. As a healthcare professionals, we know the harms of possible harm of healthcare waste, but we are not accountable. It's not a priority. There is no funding on this issue. Lack of training and managerial skills. No ownership of the process. No appropriate technology for treatment and disposal. Awareness among medical professionals, patients, visitors, and people in general. Coordination between municipality, government, health institution, and health facility. There is lack of coordination. There is no established healthcare waste management policies within municipality or even between two, tertiary hospital. And monitoring, evaluation and monitoring is another challenge. I think this is all about challenges of healthcare waste. I didn't want to go detail. Like there is no written policies for healthcare waste management in our setting. This is quite ridiculous. Now, let me conclude. Both government and the private hospitals have been found to have mixing, general waste with medical waste. There is a lack of segregation practice, mixing of hospital waste with municipal waste, and which make all the municipal waste as hazardous. Actually, we can prevent this easily. Even if there is incinerator, it's not functional. Poor legislative measures, standards, though we have guidelines, but for implementation and accountability, there is no accountable person. The challenge is by the react pickers. Medical waste segregation, recycling is reached by react pickers without having PPE, personal protective equipment. So it may have, increase the chance of hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV infection. Informal sectors are largely involved in recycling and reusing the medical waste, not the formal sectors, not the trained sectors. These are the, especially in some techdars or like other non-informal sectors, rag pickers, even animals, okay, which are used for decreasing the volume of wastes. The most important challenge, what I feel, is mixing of hospital waste to general municipal waste, and it's make the entire waste produced from small town or the place to be hazardous. And this is challenge. So I like to acknowledge all the authors, contributors, okay, who are working for good healthcare waste management. And I don't want to go to reference, but let me briefly say this is a take-home message for you. If Pros does this, hope you will make this habit in your home or in your organization. Okay, and let me go briefly, okay, regarding some of practical process what I did, okay, regarding hospital waste management practices. So there is no conflict of interest regarding any hospitals. This is only for teaching learning purpose. So let me go quite fast. So this is from BPKHS, and I didn't want to go details, so you can see. So in BP Cornell Institute of Health Sciences, so they are using this 4-color coding system for infectious waste, for plastic bottle and can, biodegradable, and paper on unbroken glass. So this is the process which is used in BP Cornell Institute of Health Sciences. So see, so this is one of my project too. Okay, you can see these are the hospital wastes, and you can see segregation with proper labeling. Okay, and like these are, it's not required for you. This is the process of mapping. Okay, you can see they have this separate collection bay, but interestingly I found needle here, which is not supposed to be here. Okay, so this is my one of the research project too, and you can see these are collection of hospital waste. It's not proper. Okay, I don't want to go in detail. So this is the process of incineration. So this guy, transfer waste to incinerator. You can see incinerator of BB Coral Institute of Science, and this is incineration chamber. See, this is the real figure. Okay, you can see the post waste here, and after incineration, its volume decreases significantly. This is the residential area BB catches waste collection bins. These are some of the agreement. I don't want to go details. This is about Koshi Zonal Hospital. You can see. So just see the figures only. Okay, you can see this Koshi Zonal Hospital, hospital waste management, and see management by informal sectors. I don't want to go detail. This is incinerator, but it's not functional. Noble Medical College. I don't want to see all the details. You can see they throw everywhere. Now I think situation is changed now, but still it's about our hospital. You can see it's not good. Okay, even in our medical college, you can see these are the things. Neuro Hospital, Viratnagar. Okay, you can see. And related to other hospital, BNP Hospital, Kathmandu Medical College, Home Hospital. Okay, Pardon hospitals. And, this is what I designed. Okay, for one of the community medicine hospitals under BNP Coral Institute of Health Science during my residency. So I designed this for that particular community medicine hospital under BNP Coral Institute of Hospital. It's on the way to Dharan, okay, in Duhabi area. So red, green, and blue. So you can see Sankramid, Queen Golne, and plastic and bottle, and which we applied in our hospital at that time in my residency. Okay, I think this is all about some theoretical aspect, some practical aspect, and some project-based findings related to healthcare waste management. I hope you all are preparing for an exam, and so thank you very much.